What's up, traders? I am Vincent Mokoteli from VinnBoss Signal Factory. This is not a financial advice. It's powerful education for those ready to level up. With the right mindset and real strategy, success is within your reach. Welcome to VinnBoss Signal Factory, where signals meet success. So traders, I could not give you the video today with the reason being I was with my son today and it is quite difficult for me. I don't know about you guys, but for me to be with a 3-year-old in the house, it is impossible for me to do the video and also monitor my child. It is too much work. So thankfully now my mother is at home and I can proceed with my work. So without wasting much time, guys, what has happened is from yesterday we were expecting a bounce from this level to continue the upside, but instead we got a deeper pullback. And some of you might be thinking that it's time to sell, but trust me, it is not. With the expectations of the rate cut, I still believe that the dollar is going to see more selling opportunities going into this week and the next. So without wasting much time today, guys, I believe we are already in on the real account traders community, but if you're not in, what you should look for is the continuation to the upside, a retest of this area right here at 1.1645, and then look for buying opportunities, just like we did look for buying opportunities right there, and then a continuation to the upside. Now the invalidation of yesterday will be analyzed or will be explained together with its own lesson on Saturday. So guys, without wasting much time, let me go straight to the pound and the dollar, because today I started late with the videos and I believe that I should be doing more, but there are things that cannot be avoided, like staying with your son. So let's go over to the pound and the dollar. And traders, with the pound and the dollar, it's very similar to the euro and the dollar, but in here, of course, yesterday we were expecting more bullish momentum to the upside to take out the intended target that is up there, but we did not. Still got invalidated. We were not trapped by this fake momentum to the upside, as we already discussed in the real account traders community, of why we are not going to enter and what we would like to see before we enter. So let me just share with you what we were talking about in the real account traders community. What I would like to see, what we were wanting to see, is a break above this high, a continuation to the upside would be fantastic for us. Just like in here, we wanted to see this level being tested again, and given the reason that yesterday we all put the stop loss right here, so after being invalidated because we were still in a trade from Friday, after taking small profit from here, we were able to look for buying opportunities. The reason why we put our stop loss here from Friday last week is because we were avoiding a scenario whereby the market can come deeply to retest these levels, and you realize that you have held a trade since Friday, and then because of the pullback now you can no longer make money because you are still waiting for that. So rather you look for an opportunity. I gave people that choice and everybody saw it as the best choice. So without wasting much of our time today with the pound, the entry was here. And then if you're not in, what next? If you are only following us on YouTube, what next? This would be a fantastic setup if you were to break above this high and then look for buying opportunities here to continue going to the intended target. Let me show you the intended target. Of course, this is the intended target right here at 1.35946. You'd rather make it 1.3595 because that's what we have done in the real account traders community. So guys, to join the real account traders community, it is as simple as the word says, real account traders community. All you have to do is register your account with our broker XNS. We leave the link below for you to register at, and then after registering, verify your account, fund as little as $100 or more than $100, which I would always advise as what you should do. So without wasting time, after you do that, you will automatically get, you just DM us the proof of registration and a funded account. You will get, obviously from me, you will also get an exclusive link that invites you to our private group. Whether you prefer WhatsApp or you prefer Telegram, we still are available on those two. For this one will be for WhatsApp and this one will be for Telegram. For only these ones are only for those who are trading real account, and we are also monitoring traders week in and week out. Check, are you making progress? Are you making money? Why didn't you follow me? Because sometimes we give you rules and people break them because of lack of discipline. Sometimes it's not lack of discipline, it's fear, emotion, but at the end of the day, people do catch up with us. We have a daily 25 people who just are at the same level of mindset as us. The rest are just, sometimes they close too early. They move to break even. When I say don't move to break even, they end up getting out and in the opposite direction. For us, we win those trades, and then they show us, and then we discuss the emotional intelligence that could have been applied to the setups, the systems and everything, so that they grow. Because in that group, we help each other grow mentally and we grow each other intellectually too. So guys, let's go straight over to, my son has already taken our time, so let's go straight to the euro and the Canadian dollar for this one, guys. And traders, with the euro and the Canadian dollar, the fantastic news was the same as yesterday. Expecting buying opportunities from here, we did see them, we took them, but they were a fake out, or the momentum was not enough to take out this 1.6223. Now, that with that being the case, we had a strong deep pullback, and in this pullback, some of you may say this is the break of structure because of this. Now we are now structured to the downside, which I do not believe and I do not want to believe. This is still not, we did not take out our weekly break of structure. Not only did we not take our weekly break of structure, but I would like to zoom out a little bit so that I can show you the bigger picture. I know that we do not always see the bigger picture when I'm giving you the weekly Forex forecast, but this has always been the case whereby we just test here. We've always been testing, so I believe that even if we were to take the weekly break of structure, a great opportunity would arise for us to take this new high at 1.6223. Now this is the best setup going for us, going for this week, with this kind of setup of euro and the Canadian dollar. So without wasting time, guys, why do I keep buying even if I see that on the smaller time frame it looks like it is a sell? Because on the higher time frames it is a definite buy, and this is the liquidity zone that we are talking about. And after those bounces, every time we get here, we bounce, and we are bouncing right now as we speak. Even if we can zoom in a little bit for us, we are bouncing as we speak right now. This is the setup. We are bouncing, and we were fortunate enough to enter from here, but I do expect the bounce to take out our target. This is still my expectations, but if you think this is a sell, you want to sell from this current levels, you can go, because remember, I do not force anybody to take my signals blindly. You can go against me so that you can learn how to think next time and ask why I see the same things. But those answers are already in the real account traders community, where we discuss everything during our sessions. So without wasting much of our time, this is what I do expect to see with the euro and the Canadian dollar. So let's go over to the pound and the Canadian dollar. Traders, with the pound and the Canadian dollar, what do I expect? It's the same as any other pair that we are trading, as these pairs are correlated. This is what I like I did mention with the euro and the Canadian dollar. We did take out the weekly break of structure on the pound and the Canadian dollar, and if you remember if you do remember on our weekly forex forecast, which was uploaded on Sunday, you would realize, you'd remember that I said buying here and buying here was the best opportunities, as this might go to have a deeper pullback, and this is exactly what we had, a deeper pullback. This happened, but we still bought this in expectations that we'll break the structure and go to the upside and retest our target area of take profit, which is 1.8737. Now, with that being said, guys, let me show you, these pairs are correlated, so there is no way this can be a coincidence. If you check it on the higher time frames, you will realize that it is the same as the euro and the Canadian dollar. Bearish momentum, bearish momentum, bearish momentum, bearish momentum, bearish momentum, break of structure, bullish momentum. Now we are retesting the same level right here. This level that we are retesting, we have retested once. Just like in the euro and the Canadian dollar, we have retested twice. Just like in the euro and the Canadian dollar, we have retested for the third time, and every single time we retest this level, it's a bounce. It is a bounce, and I do expect another bounce to the upside. This is still biased to the upside. Now, regardless of what the small time frame is saying, right now I am only structurally biased with the higher time frame strategies. So let's go over again to the smaller time frame so that you can see what I'm talking about. Now this is still the lower time frame, and with the lower time frame, what do I expect? I expect to see what I always expected in the higher time frame. I expect to see this weakening, and this was my buy. Now this is a fantastic setup. If we do get it, we'll break this high to reach 1.8737. This will be a fantastic setup going into the middle of the week. Now, without wasting much of our time, guys, this is a fantastic setup. This will be what we are currently dealing with on the Canadian dollar. So if you are not already in and you missed this because you were not in the real account traders community, but you want to jump in and make some pips, what you should do is wait for this break to break, wait for this price to break the high, this last high here at 1.67 1.8673. After the break, wait for a pullback, look for buying opportunities or bullish patterns and formations to continue to the upside. This could also be a fantastic setup. If you are paying close attention, you will realize that none of these trades that I've explained up until now, they do not require you to do 1:3 risk to reward ratio, as their new high or new low are higher than or they are more than 1:3, which allows us to have that many pips. So this, if we are profitable this week, it will be a very profitable week with a deeper correction rather, and or the deeper pullbacks that have just came in that we are now. Let me show you for the last time. This is a deep pullback for us. Remember, with the euro and the Canadian dollar, we had a deep pullback. Remember, with the pound and the dollar, we had pullback. Remember, with the euro and the dollar, we had a deep pullback. All of those pullbacks play a fantastic role for us, not to do 1:3, rather to do a new high, take profit for us, and it's fantastic with us because it gives us 1:4, 1:3, setup. So without wasting time, thank you for watching this video. Let's continue to the euro and the pound to see what truly is happening on the other side of the currencies. So traders, with the euro and the pound, what we expected from last week was a change of structure, and what we see is this might be our A, the Elliott waves. If you are following them, this will be a fantastic setup for you. This will be a B and this will be a C. Now with that being said, that's why I just jumped in. This is a liquidity zone for everyone else who is using smart money concept. You are now into a buying territory, which is why I have bought here. As soon as we get an impulsive candle to the upside, we bought, and then this is what the market is still giving us. After this impulsive up, and after the break, wait for this to retest, and then a continuation to the upside to take out the take profit. Now guys, this is the euro and the pound. Remember last week on the euro and the pound, there was a break of structure whereby we were expecting sales from these particular levels. Instead, we had a break even and one invalidation. With that being said, this week I did say that we are not looking for any selling opportunities. People who are still looking for selling opportunities, I have no clue how you guys are seeing that, but it does not mean that I'm right or you're wrong. It just means that my strategy do not align with selling this week. It was aligning with selling last week, but this week we are only looking for buying opportunities on euro and the pound, and this is going to be a phenomenal trade this week if it goes as intended, because right now, just like you have seen on the pound and the dollar, the euro and the dollar, the pound and the Canadian dollar, and the euro and the Canadian dollar all have had pullbacks from Monday, and then on Tuesday this becomes a pattern whereby on Tuesday all the markets are now going in the direction that it is intended to. So with that being said, even the euro and the pound is the same structure to the upside, pullback, a retest of the second demand zone, buying opportunities, continuation to the upside to take out this structure of last week's new high at 0.8671, and with that being said, this would be a fantastic place to take profit at. So don't miss any setups that we post here on YouTube. Make sure you click the like button, you subscribe, and then you turn on the notification so that when I am posting these videos, you make sure that you get them and you do not miss them. And with that being said, guys, this is a fantastic setup for us and for those who are not in the real account traders community. So without wasting further time, let's go over to the last but not least currency pair, which is the US dollar and the Canadian dollar. And with the Canadian dollar and the US dollar, it is like we did say, we do not like this pair that much going into this week, as both currencies will be weak. So with that being said, this is still following the plan or the idea, though yesterday we had an invalidation, of course, and then today nothing really much, because both are now weak. When there was a deeper pullback on the euro versus the dollar, or on the euro versus the Canadian dollar, none of the US dollar Canadian dollar pair was moving that much. As you can see, this was more of a 50 pip move, a consolidation for sure, but structurally I did say that going into this week, if I were to trade this pair, it will be structured to the downside, and this is what I do expect. So this is the signal that we did take. We are monitoring this very closely, because with that being said, you do not want to come out there and then miss an opportunity, of course, whereas it can be a profitable week to the downside and then you miss it because this is a bad setup. But you make sure that you break even as soon as you get 40 pips in, you break even, because this can be one of those trades that come back up and do nothing for the rest of the week. both currency pair. I'm looking to sell them against the euro and the pound, but against each other, I would rather buy the Canadian dollar rather than the US dollar going into this week. Hence, you see me looking for selling opportunities in the US dollar, Canadian dollar. So guys, thank you for watching these videos. Make sure you like and subscribe, turn on the notification bell so that you guys can never miss these signals and videos as they are uploaded. Thank you and happy trading.